Hello, greetings and salutations, welcome back. So this is part 4 of a 3-part series. Yeah, I kind of did that. The last video was going to come out at about an hour long and I didn't want that, so I split it up into 2 parts. And that allowed me to add this footage to it, which is obviously an intro to it. And I also filmed some tuning on the forge after the fact, which was not filmed previous. So you get those 2 extra tidbits. Some of you who've been on my Instagram have been able to see it a little bit, and some of you have not. So that's where this is. I appreciate you watching, and this will be the final video of this series for a fair length of time. I'm basically going to buy a new blower. That's number 1 on my list. Right now I'm using a Stanley 3 horsepower 4-gallon vacuum cleaner with the hose set on the opposite end. It gets the forge hot, but I don't think it has quite the power that I want it to be able to tune it where I want it to be. I want to be able to add more propane, and I can't add more air to compensate it, so the propane is sitting at less than 1 psi for what I've been able to tell. So yeah, it still gets hot at that amount, and that's cool, but it doesn't have the mix that I want it to be. So there's that, excuse me. There's that, and the other thing is that I wanted to show you kind of how to tune it, but I'm going to be doing a lot of things to this forge. And you'll see those along the way, and I've added a playlist with all 4 of these videos in it, and so I'll just add, when I add new ones to the forge, and update it and possibly build a new cart and all the rest of the craziness that I want to do with it, you guys will be able to see it. So that's where it is. Sorry about the lateness of this video. Beginning of the school year, so I had to deal with that. That makes life really, really crazy, because being a teacher full-time, that's where I get that's where I get all my money, actually. So there was that, and you know, I'm actually going back to school for some PD and to get a certification so that I can start teaching better full-time, which again takes up a ton of my time. So videos may be even more sporadic, but this one put a halt on a lot of things because I couldn't finish anything until I finished this. And then it ended up, because of the incident with the refractory, to happen right at school day 1. And the first month of school is crazy pants. You have no idea. If you guys don't have kids, you have no idea. If you're not a teacher, you have no idea. But it's crazy pants. Your schedule is thrown out the window, and that's pretty much all you can focus on. So life is calming down, obviously, and I'll be able to do a little bit of videos, but they're going to be relatively short videos or relatively quick edits, because I usually turn these on and let them film, and then I go back and I edit and cut out all the bits and add some funny things, and I don't know how much of that I'm going to be able to do. So it may be a lot more raw video, and it may be not. So tell me what you prefer if you have a preference. Otherwise, I'll just kind of release what I have. I do have several videos in the pipeline. Let's go back in time, and we're gonna see that forge get finished up and lit for the first time, and then you'll come to basically right before now, where I started tuning it all up and everything, but unfortunately I forgot to turn my microphone on, so the sound quality may not be all that great. All right, so here we go. All right, now comes the mixing stage. This is basically just like mixing grout or any type of concrete. You put it in there, mix it to consistency, and then put it on there. With this, I'm going to line the bottom up until basically even with this lip, and then I'm going to let it dry probably, or at least congeal before I try and go all the way up, because I want a nice big space. All right. And I think it is very, very warm. So this is not fun. I just ran out of refractory. So I have that much more to do, and I don't have enough. Or none of the refrigerator or anything else. And plus, if I try to use it as is, if I flip this over, that's just going to all fall off because this is not rigid. There's nothing holding it. So, yeah. Looks like I get to order some more refractory and keep going. So, hooray, fun. All right, so here we are a long while later. As you can tell, I've received my shipment of Castellite. I was able to finish this up, so we now have this completely full. You can hear as it's there. So now, together, we get to take apart this. So again, all of this just gets peeled off. So, my hope is that while the paper may stay, the paper is going to catch on fire. And that I don't care about. So, if I planned everything correctly and such, I should be able to just lift this out of here. Which we are not. Well, that does suck. So apparently, that's not coming out as easy as I wanted it to. So that was 20 minutes worth and it's not even budging. So we're gonna try about this a different way. So I'm going to flip it over and go at it on this side with the angle grinder. Alright, here it is in all of its happy little glory. With everything removed and it's set up. So I don't have the plate that goes right here, although you can see the place that goes. That is a removable plate so that it can be, so the base doesn't get chewed up with all the forge welds, because I plan on doing Damascus in this forge. A fair amount of forge welding and I don't want to have to worry about it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up a little bit to give myself some space. Sweep, because the air is full of this dust. And then I'm probably going to clamp up the forge to give it its first light. Which again, I will do all on camera, so you guys can be able to see it. And that will be that. And I will talk about some of the final bits that I'm going to do, which I will be doing today if I have time, but I may not put on this video because this video is long in coming because I ran out of Castellite to finish this up. Now you can see here, right along here, you can see that there's K-wool around there. So that is the primary insulator. There's a fair amount of Castellite. It's almost 2 inches worth. And of course I broke it in places, trying to get the damn thing out. So that is next on my list. And I'm going to turn the cameras off for that, and so we will resituate and reorganize. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so this is where we're at. You can see here, there's the inside, and there's our hole. And this right here is where we're going to attach our piece. So you can kind of see it over there. We're going to attach it so it's going to hang up and go in there. It's going to have to be welded on, and then I'm going to have to make a bracket to go around this bar. Okay, this is what we've got. I have now made this so it fits. So if we look in there, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just about even in there. So now, next step is to weld tabs onto here so I can do screws. I'm planning on welding one tab, one tab, one tab, one tab, and then of course 2 tabs on either side. The other thing that I did was I did this. So I welded this on there and then I tapped those 2 holes. That is going to hold this bar, which is what's going to rest the entirety of the thing. Let me go ahead and hook that up and then I'll show it to you guys. So that holds right there. Well, so this stuff is going to go here, okay? And this right here is going to have a little U right there that holds all the weight of this. So all of the weight of this is not resting on the forge itself, because the forge is not going to be attached to the cart, because I'm planning on rebuilding the cart. I may have to reinforce that wall, but that's the idea. So we will see how well that works. Now I have my 6 individual pieces, and each of these is going to get a 1/4 bolt, and again it's going to get it roughly about here, a 1/2 inch down. And yeah, about a 1/2 inch, which is about 1 centimeter, so 10 mil down. And so I am going to center punch all of these. And then drill and tap the hole. The reason why I'm drilling and tapping the hole before I weld them in is because, well, frankly, it is just easier that way. And lo and behold, we have 6 things with holes. Now to tap them, which the tapping process is pretty much going to be the same. All right, here it is in all its glory. I took the this out and I welded the inside. As you can see, I didn't figure you needed to see that, or I may have already filmed it. I don't even actually remember. It's all ready to go. So now I connect that up and I fire it for the first time together. Now realize this is going to be very low firing. It's not going to be very powerful at all. It's mostly just to cure everything. All right, so I will turn on the camera when that happens.
broadcast live.
All right, so day after, I had you can't see it. I've had that running for about 6 minutes last night to create the footage that you've already saw. And after about 6 to 7 minutes, this thing started to make really funny noises and smoke, and that's not supposed to happen. So don't buy this. Unfortunately, I bought it long enough ago that I can't return it, so it's a wasted 30 bucks. So I need to find another blower. So when you're looking for blowers, the biggest thing that you need with a ribbon burner is you need pressure. So most of the blowers that you purchase, you will see CFM ratings. And CFM ratings are cool and all, but they don't indicate pressure. And I think part of the reason why that one died is because I was obstructing its flow because I didn't want a huge, powerful, hot flame I wanted to cure. So I wanted to make it relatively light. Not light's the wrong word. I wanted to make it relatively less hot. Cooler, much cooler frame. So when you're on the hunt for blowers, make sure that they can handle that pressure. Water column rating is what you're looking for, around 5 inches of water column rating, which means that if you create a little S and the water's level, it will displace that water up to 5 inches just by sheer pressure. It'll just move it that much. So you are looking for a high pressure blower. This is kind of unfortunate because most of the blowers on the market, especially blacksmith blowers, even if they're rated for a propane forge, are not, they don't do pressure. So because of that, I mean, it'll still work. Hair dryer will cause it to work, but if you really want those high heats and you really want to get it up to welding temperature, you need that pressure. You need that volume of air going through, because that's really what makes a ribbon burner go. So that is currently what I'm going to be on the hunt for. I can probably get it up to running with a shop vac, and that's going to be my intention at this moment in time. But I'm going to see if I can't purchase a high volume, high pressure blower. The quieter the better, because part of this is you want it to be quiet, but you know, bouncy house blower or something along those lines that's designed for that pressure. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Alright, number one rule. Always make sure the air is on first. Alright, air is on before you turn on the propane. The reason for this is you don't want propane build up in the entire system. So we don't want propane build up in the entire system. So I want to make sure the air is on and I can feel it. Air is on in the system. Now, propane. Much flaming. share, subscribe, all that jazz. It really does help out the channel. I've been using a new mic on this one, so you'll probably notice sound differentials when I had the actual mic turned on. And my next goal is to buy a new camera, because the current camera that I have is not that great a quality, as you can tell from some of the footages that I shot. My iPhone camera is decent. The other camera that I use as secondary footage is not so much. But cameras are not cheap, and this channel is not monetized. So anything you can do to help would be really, really awesome. And that is like, share, subscribe. The more people I have watching this, the more my channel grows, and you know, the easier it is to continue doing this. Not that I plan on quitting, but it makes it better. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you on the flip side.